Hey, crafty friends, I'm so excited to share this vintage vellum end page tab for the hashtag ABC April 2025 challenge. Prompt V. It's got a grungy vibe with tuck spots, and I was inspired by Toni at CraftyByToni. I had such a blast making this. Let's get started. And here are some of the supplies that I used to construct this fun project. You're going to need a 3 3/4 inch by 12 piece of paper. You're going to score at 1 5/8 of an inch. Okay. And then you're going to score at 3 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And then you're going to turn your paper, and on the 12-inch side, you're going to score at 1 1/4 inch, and then at 7 1/4 of an inch. And I will show you how I will fold everything and score so that the creases are as crisp as possible. I was thinking of kind of adhering that back page, because that's considered the back page of this vintage vellum end page tab. But that washi tape wasn't cutting it for me, so I decided to use packaging tape. And here I'm just cutting a little sliver there so that that back page of the end tab, if you will adhere. And I'll speed this up a little bit so that you can see what I ended up doing. I did go back to some washi tape because I had another concept in mind, but I want you to know that this is how it flows when you're creating. You might, think of one thing, then midstream you're doing something else. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's going through that, but I wanted to keep this in because I think it's real. That's how I create, and I'm sure I'm not alone. Then I decided to adorn that little piece of the end tab with some digital paper. And it's approximately, I want to say, about a 1/2 inch, give or take. And I'm showing you what I decided to do. Here, I decided to add a tab, a whale tail tab, and I want to do that now. And I also want to cover a little bit of the packaging tape that I use to adhere the back part of this end page tab. Now I am showing you how it looks. I did use seam binding and some distress spray to give it a different effect. I love to do that, and some beads. And now I want to show you that I took another piece of scrap paper or newspaper print paper, and what I want to do before I insert that, this tool, Inkworks, has been around for years, and I haven't used it in who knows how long. And I wanted to give this vintage vellum end page more of that vintage look with the spray kind of splatter motion that this tool gives your surface. So if you have this, you should take this out and use it because it's a really cool effect. One good thing too is you don't want to spray too close so that the splatters aren't pronounced. Then you'll see that I'll lift it up a little bit more, and I like the final the final effect that I was hoping to achieve. And here I'm squeezing a little bit more of the inks works, if you will, and I'm happy with the final effect. And here I'm showing you that little tuck spot journaling spot that I created, and how it will fit if you want to in the front, and you can also put it in the back of the vellum end page tab. And here now I'm going to show you some of the steps that I take to assemble the vellum little pockets, vintage pocket that I thought of. And I did print those mushrooms on vellum. And here I'm going to show you a couple of journaling spots. But before I do that, I do want to add a couple of things to this vellum end page tab. And what I'm doing now is, again, assembling some of the journaling cards that I've had in my stash for a while. And as always, use what you have in your stash. It's so, so very important. And now I'm assembling some of the embellishments that I would like to add on the back part of the vellum end page tab. That little label with that beautiful butterfly, which everything just, oh, and what about my butterfly clippy? I will show you that this tip is so much fun. If you have thin paper and you can't feed it through your paper clip, use a sturdier piece of paper first. Then you want to slide in your thinner pieces of paper so that way you can then attach it to the clip itself and then onto the surface. So keep that tip in mind. And here I'm showing you how it will slip into your journaling page. And there you have it. I truly hope that you have been inspired, and thanks for crafting with me. If you love this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Shout out to Toni at CraftyByToni for the inspiration. Go check her out, and I surely hope to see you in the next video for the hashtag ABC April 2025 challenge. Thank you so much for watching.